So in today's video, we're going to take this sheet metal and make a new roof for lumber storage that we set up in the last video. But before we do that, big day, we're going to move the sawmill into its new house. Come along. So I've got the mill moved up from the barn, sitting on the back trail now, and the goal here is I'll probably hammerhead turn, back it up, and then try to drive in the backside. The problem is I just walked down there and it's a muddy mess on the other side. I'll take you down there and show you that now. So all in all, after some rain, pretty good inside on this concrete. I expected a little bit of mud here because we showed you in the last couple of videos we need to get Mr. Kyle back out here and do some more grading. So yeah, you can see that lip there. That's what we're talking about. Mr. Kyle called me, texted me the other night. This rain's been killing him too. So, but the bigger problem that we have for today's efforts is this mud hole back here. So this is where the concrete truck and some other traffic kind of hog that out. I think once Kyle does the final grading, take care of all that. This is what I was talking about here. Try to get, we'll turn that mill around, try to back it up down this side, put the back end over the edge a little bit, and then drive it straight into its new home is the goal. But we're gonna let this thing dry another day. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's still just too wet to get down here with the sawmill. You can see in the way back there, I've got it parked up on the hill, but there's just too much standing water here. I think we may even try to wait for Mr. Kyle to get here and get this grading buttoned up before we do any of that. I just don't want to make a mess, so we're stuck again today. Gosh, I don't even know how many days it's been. This is Sunday. I think I first pulled that sawmill up to the top of the hill, I believe Thursday. So we've had several days to dry, but it is still wet here, but I don't think it's gonna get any better. So hopefully I don't make too big of a mess, but I'll bring you back here. If you can see, we've got that gator sawmill up the hill. And what I'm gonna attempt to do is I'm gonna keep it wide. I'm gonna come down and hug this ridge all the way around. And then hopefully I'll be able to back that sawmill up enough, put the wheels on that ridge line, and then drive it in. I am pretty concerned I'm gonna get this thing stuck. Backup plan is get it to a spot that I can grab it with the truck, I guess. This will be the backup plan, but we're gonna go for it. Wish me luck. Well, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, I've got it kind of at a bad angle and I've got it stuck. Not a huge deal. I mean, I can just put a chain on the front of this guy and get the skid steer and pull it over. I mean, I'll get it going in the right direction, but I just couldn't help, but I had to go through this one little spot. And then whenever I'm pulling something with that gator, it sits on the back end so much, it pops those front wheels up and really don't get any traction to steer in the right direction. But so that sucks. That's what I didn't want to happen, but we're gonna make it right. All right, so that's absolutely not what I wanted to do as far as making a muddy mess through here, but sawmill's in her new home. We'll get all this other stuff cleaned up, get this grading done, so it won't be an issue in the future. But fits pretty nice in here. So you may be asking why we went to this effort with all the mud to even put it in here, not just wait for it to dry up. But actually I'm trying to do two projects at the same time with the rain that we've had all week. And I need to get, that sawmill was kind of in the way of getting the camper where it needs to go. And then we're storing a boat trailer for a buddy of ours as well. So all that needs to get up here on the back trail. And then to finish this video, we need the metal out of that dump trailer right there. So all these things need to happen in sequence, really. So we're gonna get those things moved around now and then hopefully get started on this project. Okay, so finally no rain today. I'm up here at the top of the wood yard, but you can still see a lot of wet spots down there. We're finally gonna get some of these metal panels out and build a lumber storage hat. If I can access these panels. It's still kind of muddy up here, but I'm just gonna try to get 4 of them out and get them down to the barn. All right, so we got 4 sheets of the metal roofing moved down here, and these sheets are, where is that break? 3 foot by 10, 3 foot wide by 10 foot long. So they're gonna be overlapped kind of substantially in each direction. We're gonna go for a total of 5 feet across. So as you can see, we've got, you know, basically a solid 2 feet of overlap from side to side. And front to back, we're gonna want this 15 feet. So obviously that's gonna be 5 feet of overlap in the middle. Not counting on the metal itself to have a whole lot of rigidity or structure, but it is nice to have that overlap and have some. So I think that's gonna work well. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna build this from the bottom up. We're gonna build a 2x frame that goes into these notches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. We'll call those ribs. I'm gonna split a 2x6 in half and make 5 ribs that run, we're gonna say approximately 12 feet long. We'll probably cap those with shorter pieces. So it allows the top of that 2x to go up in the ridge, and we have something to fasten down to. So that's going to be just kind of conventional framing there. Build a box for those guys, and then I've got these self-tapper metal roof screws with the gasket on it. But I'm afraid these are 1-inch guys, and these will be fine just for connecting the metal to metal on the overlap. But I'm afraid they're not going to be long enough to catch the 2x. So I'm waiting on a call from the motorcycle dealership. If that comes to pick up the bikes, when I go into town, I will grab some longer screws. But in the meantime, we're going to get started and build a frame for this guy. And I've got this this pile of hackberry down here. I'm going to use that as a platform. As you can kind of tell in the video, it's still wet and rainy out here. Normally I would not be out here trying to do work like this, but it is what it is. It's the best day we've had all week. It's been raining. It was drizzling earlier today. So we just got to work with what we got, and that's it. So let's build a platform and get ready for this. Come on. All right, so you kind of see what we're doing here. I mean, this is just down and dirty, not trying to be too accurate. We're cutting these end pieces a little short with the idea that hopefully this 2x will get up into that rib just a little bit to make that connection a little tighter. Got several spacers cut here. And the next thing I want to do is just slide. I'm on the fence whether I do 2 pallets or 1. Ideally, I do 1 pallet in the center. I think that's what I'm going to do. And so let's get that positioned in the center, and then I want to use these spacers to just kind of give it some rigidity this way, as well as being able to screw down to that pallet. And then once we have that, we're going to screw the metal panels on top of that. And I hope it's enough strength and rigidity without being too heavy and bulky. You want enough weight to hold it so it doesn't blow away. But you don't want it to be too much either, where we're just wasting material and just making things too heavy. So that's it. Let's get a pallet under here, put these spacers in, and see how it looks. To start that, I do have to show you Sunshine at Sunshine Acres. Holy smokes, it's felt like it's been a month since we've seen that. But I think we're gonna get rained out again tomorrow, but we got some sun now, and we're gonna continue this bad boy. All right, so you can see I got these little braces in here and just everything screwed down to a pallet. This seems to have enough rigidity, I think, for what we're trying to do. So I definitely want to get this one done to completion before I do any more after this, kind of go through a test run. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the metal on now, and chances of these ribs lining up on the 2x4 exactly is probably pretty slim. But it's worth a shot to try to do that. So we're gonna try to line these things up the best we can, use those metal screws, and put this thing together. So that's definitely the shape I was looking for, to kind of get it to curve over the edge. So I think that's good. It does come down a bit over the face of that pallet, so I may want to think about kicking this up a bit just so I can get forks into the pallet. But we'll take a look at that. But right now I've got this spread out to where it is 15 feet long. So now I want to connect all the metal and then slide it so it is dead center on the pallet. Okay, so we got this guy put together. Very happy with the coverage on it. I think our screw spacing looks good. We just use the shorter screws to attach metal to metal. Use the 2-inch screws in the center, where we're actually attaching to those 2x ribs of the frame that we built before. This side, I'm gonna try to, I got my back against the wall here, but I think you can see that. That side gets a little better access for forklift, or the forks on the skid steer. So I may flip this 180, but I think as wide as this is, one thing I didn't calculate or figure on in building it down here was I'm probably not gonna be able to drive a 15-foot wide piece of roofing around to the wood yard. So we're gonna have to probably put that on a trailer, get that up to the wood yard, and then at that point there'll be plenty of space. But yeah, very happy with this. Try to get under here a little bit. You can see that frame, just very simple, but I think it's got enough enough rigidity here. I mean, we can pick that up, move it around. And we want this to be reusable for many years. So we're trying to build something here that will last a long time. So I think that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out trailer stuff, but we'll get it up to the wood yard and then put it on the lumber storage and see how it looks. Yeah, actually looking at it for a second, I think I've got a path behind the camera here that we can drive a 15-foot section. We'll see. But I really do need to probably flip this 180 to get nice access to this side here. I mean, I like how that side droops down for rainfall, but you still got to access it to move it back and forth. And we need to be able to do this while we're building piles of lumber as well. So if we're only 2 feet up, boom, I need to be able to put one of these lids on it in the meantime, and then we go to add more, pull it off quick. So yeah, let's see if we can get this thing spun around, and then I'm gonna try to pick it up with the skid steer and go from there. Come along. Holy cow, I don't know how stuff goes at your house or your property, but flipping that thing 180, I fully expected it to come off the pile, have to lift it up, do a lot of manual labor, something like that. But man, that was pretty slick. So hopefully the rest of this goes as smooth. All right, so there it is in place. I'm very happy with this. I may consider stretching these out one more rib, gain another 9 inches on the, call it the back side. If we did that, we would need to offset it so we can still access the forks on the front side here. Maybe not, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. All right, I guess we'll call that one a wrap. It feels really good to finally get a video out. It's been a few weeks. It's been raining. I mean, it's been wet, and when it rains up here in this brand new wood yard, I mean, I'm scared to get the new grate all tore up with equipment and everything else. I made a little bit of a mess today, but nothing too bad. But yeah, I'm just leery to do too much up here when it gets wet. But super happy with this little project. Got a little break in the rain today. Showed you some actual sunshine earlier today, which was fantastic. Love that. And I think we get dumped on with rain again tomorrow. So tomorrow's Saturday, maybe Sunday, we'll catch a break again, be able to get out and do something. But glad to be back on the video train and getting one out. If you do watch these, stay tuned. I've been telling you for a while now that we got big news coming up here at Sunshine Acres, and we're gonna let you know all about that next Sunday at 9 a.m. We'll let you in on what's going on, get you up to speed with how we did last year, what our goals are for 2024, where we're at, and what we're doing. And we got some really big news that we want to share with y'all, and we're gonna do that next Sunday. But very happy with this project so far. May make a couple tweaks before we build the next one, but that's it. Real happy. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.